So the Stick of Truth is an easy game. Like it really is. It is.
It is.
Even on hardcore mode, it really isn't that much harder to go through it. The ease of leveling up and the abundance of free items available is just some of the things that makes this game easy to go through. And because it's like this, I'd like to issue myself a challenge. I will be playing a Stick of Truth Nuzlocke. So good luck dying lah, I guess, for me. The only Nuzlocke video that relates to Stick of Truth that I can find is by Links_, in which the rules are:
if a character dies, they stay dead. If I die, the run resets. And if I don't beat the game within 3 attempts, I eat an onion.
I want to put my spin on it. Instead of all that, the rules will be that if a character dies, whether your character or the companion, you'll have to reset. I also won't be able to use items in battle or summons, which is the equivalent of insta-kills. I won't upgrade my abilities, I won't get any perks, and finally, I won't do any side quest. Got that? Great. Cause my will is penned down, screened for drugs and accepted, let's start the torture! So the story begins. I just moved into South Park and the first thing I do is go outside and indulge in the suffering of Butters.
Sorry.
Okay, that's enough. Beat up the elf and then get invited to play with him. After settling on the perfect name for myself, I get to pick my class, and so, with all the giddiness in my body, I pick the Jew.
Jew, huh? So I guess we'll never really be friends.
But you're just a dick now, ain't it? Afterwards, we go through a tutorial section in which we, unfortunately, have to use an item in combat. Now I didn't wait long before using it, but it is what it is, and what it is a sin from me to you. I'll find them later. Anyways, after an invasion from the elves, we find out that they have stolen the Stick of Truth, state that controls the universe, from Koopa Keep, human base aka where I am right now. I'm then tasked to call Tweak and Token to the base, after which I learned the first magic ability that I can use in the game, Dragon Shout. Never fart on someone's bowels. I then break Craig out of detention, but not before getting the Mongolian bow from the Tower of Peace. I'm not racist, please trust me, I'm really not racist. Now, remember earlier when I said I won't be doing any side quest? Well, to enter the Tower of Peace, I have to accept a side quest from Mr. Kim in order to access it. But I'm not going to complete the side quest. Just taking the bow. Does that qualify as doing side quest though? I don't know. So why don't you tell me in the comments below? I then learn the next magic skill, Couple Spell. Again, never fart on someone's balls. Afterwards, we headed to the Giggling Donkey, where we meet the Bard.
Songs of enchant. With magical songs of enchant. With magical songs of enchant.
I love Jimmy, by the way,
Magical songs of
especially
enchant.
this part. Usually
Magical
I
songs of
would let it
enchant.
play out the whole way, but I'll make an exception this time. Later on, there is this fight with this anti-magician that gave me a lot of trouble. Because recruiting Butters will make enemies attack him more instead of me, I have to be a bit careful to have him. I can't recruit Kenny at this point because she's been kidnapped, so I can't switch to another party member. This sucks, because the anti-magician attacks are very strong. One of them causes burning, and the other one-shots Butters. So I have to pray that the anti-magician attacks me at all his turns. If I counted right, I only made it through at my 8th attempt. So after rescuing Kenny, I take down Jimmy and get back the stick. But now it's bedtime for me, so I return home. But my day isn't over though, because we get kidnapped by aliens so that AAP can happen. Not much of note happens here other than befriending Randy, fighting the first Nazi zombie, and being able to friend Santa. Finally. Now a new day has come and Carmen told me that the stick has been stolen again. I am tasked with recruiting the Gobs, but in order for the non-conformists to talk to the conformists, I must conform to their non-conformism. Got that? Good. I was kidnapped in the middle of doing this by the elves, and I thought about attacking them for doing so. But then I think to myself, should I really protect myself in the name of Mount Diabetes? No. So I went with them. Kyle, their leader, gave a speech about betraying Cartman, and I ignored it for several
I guess we'll
reasons.
never really be friends.
Luckily they gave me access to their west, so that's a big up. Either way, I continue with my mission, getting a second task to prove my gothness before meeting up with Randy again, from whom I learned the sneaky squealer from. If you fart on someone's balls, you'll be put up for adoption. Randy gives me the task to investigate the new Taco Bell construction site to see what they're up to. We sneak in and grab the conveniently placed audio recording that details the plan of a secret government force that wants to make the town of South Park explode in full 4K clarity with extra soothing bass. When we escape, who else is there to greet us than the Nazi zombies? They gave me quite a bit of problems. All of them deal a fair amount of damage and they caused me to lose a few times. I thought I was gonna be stuck here until I realized that I could just run past them. That was surprisingly easy. Either way, show the recording to Randy, recruit the gobs, and return to school by evening to fight it out with the elves. I fight my way to the top, establish a new look for myself to show my maturity in making decisions for myself, finding the correct decision to make, before saying screw this is pretentious, and defeat Kyle in a fight that got me worried. We then went to retrieve the stick, but then plot twist. Clyde stole it and he's going to wage war on humans and elves with his... Just watch. The game loved their Nazis, I can attest to that. At this point, I have to pause the video and come clean to myself. I've been playing the game on normal mode for quite a while now. I can't remember exactly when I noticed it, I'm guessing it's around this point, but I made the decision to play this game in hardcore mode along with all the rules I've listed earlier, so I'm stuck thinking about what to do now. Should I restart the game and start with hardcore mode? Should I continue with my current file? Yeah, I spent just about as much time as you think I'd spend on this decision. It's time to go to bed now. Wait, what?
Sometimes feel like we should tell him the truth.
Why? So he can relive it all in his head? It's better that he can't remember.
No, forget it. And now it's time for... wait for it! The Underpants Gnome section. I won't delve into this part for long. Quite frankly, I'm not sure how much of it I can show. All you need to know is that after defeating the boss, I can shrink. Yay! Either way, new day, meet up at Kyle's place. The humans and elves have teamed up by this point and now we need to recruit more people. I'm tasked with the hardest people to recruit, the girls. So after not paying attention, I ended up, for the sake of getting the girls to help us, pretending to be someone's boyfriend, go into Unplanned Parenthood to steal documents. Oh hi Randy, a fake abortion, navigate through the overrun by Nazi zombie facility and fight Khloe Kardashian's abortion. I may come back to this someday, but for now we still have ways to go. I established my final look before passing the documents to the girls and surprise! The documents are in French. So a trip to Canada, we go!
You're a real ballbuster, Commander Douchebag.
Jimmy, I love you, but no. We meet Terrence and Philip while there, and they teach us the final magic move, Nagasaki. Did you know that mouth breathers fart on people's balls before? Don't fart on someone's balls. Now that all of that is settled, it's time to fight Clyde, who has Craig by his side by now. And okay, viewers of this video, you might have realized that up to this point, in regards to the fights in this game, I barely talk about them other than the one that forces me to restart, or the ones where I messed up incredibly hard on. There's a reason why I didn't talk about them. Main point being that I didn't want to talk about them that much. So let me take this time to talk about it. In general, the fights are easy. The grunts, the mini bosses, many of them I can deal with fairly easily. There were a fair amount of fights that made me worried, but I was able to deal with them quite handily, mostly because of circumstantial situations. All of those ideas applies to the fights that I find in Clyde's fortress as well. But the reason I'm telling you all of this is because this fight I'm about to tell you stonewalled me. The fight with Craig is a nightmare. I can do a fair amount of damage to him, but his cloning ability, which helps rejuvenate his health and armor, and his overall damage output destroyed me. death from above being the go-to run killer. I've got more than 1 hour of footage of me fighting Craig, but he is too powerful. I even grinded a bit and got a new set of armor, but even then, I'm still defeated. I'm not sure what I should do now. I'm stuck for the time being. I changed out the patches and flares to focus more on damage, and I found the ability that deals super high damage. Canadians! With that, and some careful buddy switching, I am finally able to clear this hard-fought battle. I go up the stairs where we meet up with Randy again. Now what happens here is that Mr. Slave, this guy, likes to experiment a bit too much with his body, and because of that, he has something called a snook up him. Now what is a snook? I don't know, I don't care. Either way, I'm not going up to Mr. Slave to retrieve it. Okay, fine. I get the bat out of him and then perform an abortion on the snook to stop it from exploding. Capiche? Capiche. I fight Chef right afterwards, who stumped me a bit, but I'm able to beat him after a few attempts. It helps that his moves don't deal too much damage. Plus he has one in particular that is very easy to counter. And with that, we recovered the stick yet again. But we got stopped by the only thing that can stop anyone in the world, the government.
Can we skip this? Like, hit the skip button or something?
Oh, you don't want to skip this.
Yes, we do.
Yeah, same. By the way, did you notice that you can't see my character? I don't know why, but I've been seeing my character blink or disappear throughout the game. It's weird lah. Like, does anyone else have this issue? Like, this is my second run. I don't really understand it. We get betrayed by Princess Kenny, plot twist, and now for the true final fight comments. This one is another really hard one. The first fight is easy enough, especially with Butters with you. But once she becomes...
Nazi zombie Princess Kenny! Fuck!
That's when the problems really start. Again, high damage. But this time, there's two things standing in my way. One, Kenny can't die. Two, I lose party members throughout the fight. I get to use lesser and lesser of them, which means that eventually I can't switch out buddies when their health gets low. It's not too hard to deal with the beginning, but when Cartman comes along, that is where the run comes to a standstill. Princess Kenny just hits too hard. Plus, Cartman is an attacker, instead of someone who is more so suitable to be a defense, a tank, a person to absorb all the damage. It's not him. At this point, I have an idea to deal with this, but it's very luck based. Butters have an ability called Professor Chaos, where I spin the wheel in order to get an attack or something beneficial from him. The main one that we want to focus on is getting the shield, since it guarantees 9 protected hits. Once I get it, I need Princess Kenny to hit me and not Cartman. I still don't know whether shields can carry over different characters. I'm pretty sure it can't. I still just want Princess Kenny to hit me though, since I have more health than Cartman. I thought about this when I went to sleep, but then when I wake up and start to do this whole thing again, I screwed myself up. Let me explain. Basically, while fighting, I got really sloppy. Not only do I die, but somehow I managed to delete this save file when I meant to load it up. This file is crucial for me because this file is right before storming Clyde's fortress. And if I enter Clyde's fortress, I can't backpedal and find more hidden loot or level up. Since it's deleted, the only thing I can do is either redo parts of the story or try to finish the game with what I have. At the moment, I'm too angry at myself to want to do anything for it for a while. I'll just leave it as a cliffhanger and let it be.